There has to be an easier way. Yes, unfortunately, the inhaler is no good anymore. Just too much work, so we got a solution. This is the SwitchBot S10 automated vacuum cleaner. It does everything, I think. But first, before we get into any of that, let's get out of the box. So these are all the bits. There's quite a few, so let me just walk you through them. And I'm not entirely sure what all of it is actually. This is the, this tall thing is where the dust goes in, like the dust bag. So there's an actual, like a Hoover bag inside of this, which you can replace. So that is where the mower goes and the vacuum cleaner goes and empties its dust bin, essentially. There's a manual, which I'm sure we'll need to use. There is a water level detector, a water leak detector rather, which is going to be handy because, yeah, you'll see the plumbing here is interesting. And then there's I think there's 2 extra dust bags for this as well. There's the actual S10 vacuum cleaner itself. We'll get into that much more. Comes with a couple of brushes. Then there is a whole lot of plumbing bits. So this is what we're going to connect it up to, because I haven't even said that yet. This does everything for you. The S10 vacuum cleaner will empty itself, the Hoover bag or the dust bin. It will mop your floor. It'll auto empty the water, the dirty water, and it'll fill up with clean water, and it'll clean the mob, and a whole lot more. It is about as automated as it gets when it comes to vacuum cleaners. So that's why we get all these bits, and there's a lot. And typical SwitchBot fashion, because if you haven't seen any of my other videos on SwitchBot, it is a fantastically engineered product. Always. I've never had any problems with SwitchBot. So you get all the bits that you possibly could need, hopefully for a standard plumbing scenario, which I think we have, but we'll find out. So there's some plastic bits here. I'm not a plumber, I don't know what they're called. More connector things, and even more filters and double-sided things and whatnot for, I think it's cable management. There is a cleaner, like a bottle brush thing. So that's probably for, I don't know, something. Then we got some SwitchBot floor cleaning solution, hooray. And this is the actual plumbing thing. That's where the water goes in and out. So it connects to these bits all here, I'm assuming. And then there's this, which I'm not entirely sure. It seems to be an external water tank thing, but I thought we were plumbing it in directly. So I guess we'll find out what these things are. This seems to be for water and for soapy water or solution. But that's what there is. So next, we're gonna install it right here and drill some holes, because this kitchen is old and manky and I don't mind drilling holes. All right, so let me show you what we have done. We've installed here in the crusty kitchen. Now this is a 30-year-old kitchen, 35-year-old, whatever it is, about to be replaced. So yeah, it doesn't look great. Anyway, that white hose here, that is the water going in, or the fresh water coming out and going into the vacuum cleaner. And then this gray is the one that goes to the, right there, that's the wastewater going into the drain. So those are just the two bits you had to connect, and then there's power down there, obviously it's plugged in. And that is pretty much it. You just got to choose the right connectors, and then you can attach it to existing plumbing. Well, we could, and this is not standard in any way, this plumbing, it's kind of rubbish. Anyway, let me just show you the other side of this. So on the other side here, we've then added, well, added a hole right there where the power goes in and the gray and fresh water comes in and out, and then that's just connected to the dust collector and the water tank reservoir thingy, and then they're connected with a USB-C, which is charging that as well. So yeah, pretty simple to set up, really, not much to it. So next, let's try and do some vacuuming, set it up. S10 is all installed. The water base is hooked up. The auto fill and drain water station, as it says on it, and the dust collector is set up, and the mower, I keep saying mower because I've done a lot of lawn mowers. The vacuum cleaner is charged as well. So I think we're ready to adopt it. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos about devices, you know that I like naming these things, and this is no different. The old vacuum cleaner was called Vlad the Inhaler. May I present Suck Norris? Yeah, I know. So that's his name. We're gonna open up the app, the SwitchBot app, which I've got here on my phone, and we'll then see if we can adopt this into the app, and we'll go from there. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to hit the plus icon here. I'm going to add a device, and we should be able to choose a robot vacuum cleaner. Here we go. There's a whole bunch. The floor cleaning robot S10, because I guess it's not just a vacuum cleaner, it also does mopping. Let's see what happens. Maybe I have to restart this, I'm not sure. So, right, and it appears I have to flip the power switch on and off. Light goes off and back on.
Ready to go.
There you go.
Charging.
All right, that's it. Okay, let's see if we can now pair. So we go next into pairing. We'll press and hold the home button. So that's here. Same at the same time for three. Oh, home button and mode switch. Oh, so either side of the power button. Got it. 3 seconds.
My Wi-Fi settings have been reset. Please connect through the app.
There we go. So, oh, these are all flashing now. All right, so let's try and connect the device now. Discover device, connect device. Oh, that was quick. Ooh, there we go. Allow SwitchBot to access your location update. Yep, we want to put it on the Wi-Fi.
Network connected.
Excellent. All right, so now it's on the Wi-Fi. Perfect. What are we going to call it? Well, we're going to name it, aren't we? Of course we are. It's Suck Norris. Who else would it be? Select a room. Doesn't really matter. He's going to be all over the place. So dining room, sure. Right. So now we have an installation guide. Now I've already installed it. So, but if you had any questions about installing it or not using the quick start or whatever, you can get it in video and Victoria guide. But we're going to skip that. Okay, we're going to see what we come up with here. New firmware version. There's always a new firmware version. Let's just do that. New firmware available. Oh, for both the robot and the water station and the auto empty. All right, we'll do all of them. All right.
Upgrading firmware.
Ooh. Okay. What a world we live in, eh? I'm just going to update the firmware on my auto empty and drying station. Not sure anyone's ever said that sentence before. All the firmware upgrades are done. That's probably a good idea always to do that, just to make sure it's always up to date. So here we are. Charging complete, 100% charging, great. No maps available. Dock your robot to the auto empty station to start. Well, it's there. So we go next. Pick up any obstacles on your floor. Open doors of your rooms to be clean, right? This is going to be one of the challenges that I am anticipating, is that we have stuff on the floor. Like most places, there is stuff on the floor. There's shoes, there's dogs, you know, there's things. So we'll see how it handles with, copes with that. But it has told us to pick up any obstacles. So I wonder what fast mapping is. I may have to move if this starts moving. Okay, it's loading. Full house.
I'm going to start mapping now.
Okay, just moving here. Okay, so it's moving. Let's just see if it actually picks up any. Where are you going? I'm probably going to screw this up because I'm in the way. But you can see it's starting to do a little bit. That's the LIDAR running. So there's LIDAR and SLAM on top of here. Okay, it's doing something. It's mapping. It's found a wall. All right. It's going to go over to you. It's probably going to hit the lights in the camera. Anyway, it's mapping. So I guess that's what it does. So, hit the lights. All right, it's going to try again. Okay, it hit that light. So it's actually moving away. I mean, so this is the beauty of the LIDAR, which is sort of a radar with light, is that you can see it's still running around here, is that it'll map the room without having to go and hit every wall. So the old one was it just hit everything, right? This will actually know where things are because it has LIDAR. So I'm just going to let this map for a bit. And then I'll come back and we'll have a look at what it did, all right? It's just trying. Okay, we got some mapping done. You can see here that it's mapped a decent chunk of the house, not all of it, but I'll get to that in just a second. It's got some letters on here, A, B, C, D, E, F. And those are the rooms that that Chuck Norris has identified in this part of the house. And it's not completely wrong, not completely. So, well, rooms or zones or sections, but we'll call them rooms for the sake of this. Quite good. There is one Achilles heel to this that I need to call out. So as you can see, we have windows at the bottom here. There's windows right down to the floor almost. And where it says A on the map that is generated, the letter A, right there is actually the wall to the outside. And because there's glass and LIDAR uses light to figure out where things are, that has gone through the window, so it thinks that the outside is part of the room. Yeah. In fact, it uses quite a lot of time figuring out what isn't a window. This is actually, you can see over here, it's all the way down to the floor. So Chuck Norris used quite a bit of time bumping into the window, figuring out that there isn't, that is a wall, then you can't go outside, but it still mapped it. So we'll see if we can fix that. But we've got some rooms now. And it went back to the charging just fine. I gotta say that it is incredibly accurate. It goes through furniture if it fits. It maneuvers around everything very carefully, very precise. That is very impressive. So the LIDAR does work apart from the window bits, but maybe that's a software thing, I'm not sure. Maybe if it bumps into it many times, it should sort of know that there's a wall. Anyway, let's click some buttons. We also have a little map here. We can say we have no go zones. We can edit the room, which is good. We can remove that bit, right? So that's good. Okay, we can do that. We can say where there's door sills. That's a beta feature, okay? And we can rotate the map as well. That's really good. We can even back it up. Hey, thank you, SwitchBot. We can back up the map. Just in case it loses all of it, we've got it backed up. Oh, that's nice. Good feature. All right. I'm gonna hit the stations button here next to the play. Okay, functions. Wash mop, dry mop, empty dust. Okay, so what if I do wash mop? What does that do?
Unable to mop. Please mark the water station position first.
Maybe I just move it over on it. All right, hang on.
Dock to the water station.
All right, it's docked to the water station. Very good. That, hopefully, will teach it. So can I vac and mop? Let's see. Mopping water level. Not a lot. Suction power. Okay. Well, we're going to test the suction power a bit later as well as the mopping. Right now, we're just figuring out how it works. So let's go with a wet or moist water level. Oh, very good. And standard suction. Okay, and then I press play, I guess. All right, unable to mop. Ooh. What are we doing? Marked successfully. Been successfully marked. Your robot will automatically return to its auto empty station. Got it. Okay. Suck Norris has now had a couple of goes at cleaning, vacuuming, and mopping. So let me just talk you through how it all works, because now I kind of figured it out. He starts here, obviously. That's the charging station with the dust bag and bin, the auto empty drying station. He'll then go and fill up with water here, empty out whatever water there is already in it. There usually isn't, because he does that already. So fills up with water and then goes and does a lap of the area first, so like the perimeter, and then just starts vacuuming and mopping back and forwards. Now it knows where the carpets are and the rugs, so it won't mop those. That's a good thing. And then when it runs out of water, it'll come back to this autofill station and just empty out the dirty water, whoosh, straight into the drain, and then fill up with clean water again, and then keep going. And he'll keep doing that until the area is done. Pretty efficient. It doesn't take that long. Now, it is super accurate, so it'll go around everything. If you go in front of it, it'll notice it way before it gets to you, and it'll sort of go the other way and come back to it later. So it's very polite, I would say. And then when it's done, it comes back, it empties out the dirty water, of course, and then this does this whole cleaning cycle. So it cleans the reservoirs and tanks and in here and everything. That doesn't mean you don't have to do it manually once a month or something, but it does this whole cleaning cycle. Then it goes back to charge, and it's now drying the mop. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's blowing hot air in onto the mop, which is kind of neat. So it does everything itself. So that will fill up the dust bag, and then it'll get clean water as well. So very automated. I have not come across anything as automated for a vacuum cleaner or floor cleaner, because it mops as well, right? So that's really neat. And it's very quick as well. It doesn't take long. So how does it do all that? Let's just talk about all the features on here. So it's probably gonna complain now I'm gonna take it out of its thing. You ready? She's going to be talking at me in a minute. Oh, maybe not.
Please put me back on the floor.
Yeah, I know. So at the front here, there is a camera, and there are two lights. So if there's not enough light for the camera to work, it'll actually put its headlight on. That's kind of cool. That will notice any obstacles, which the LIDAR will help with as well, which is up here. That spins all the time. Then it has an infrared sensor. I think that's, oh, it's wet, because it was just drying the mop. And then it'll have, it has infrared sensors which it uses to dock properly, which I think is there. Yep, so it'll actually find out from this, and then it'll go up to as close to and turn around and back into the different docking stations. Now underneath, we have now, the mop's a little bit dirty, but it cleans itself. So there's the mop. There is a wastewater tank up here that you can also clean, or you should be cleaning once in a while. But then on the side here, it has carpet sensors at the front. On the side, it's round. How's it the side? Anyway, it has carpet sensors, so it knows when it hits carpet, and that's when this stops mopping. Very good. And the suction actually increases as well if it's not running at full suction. It has these cliff sensors on the side, so it knows if it's about to go over a thing. So if you have like steep staircases or whatever, it shouldn't go down those. It has the roller here, which you can also open up and take out and clean, which you would do once in a while. See, there's an old leaf there. Exactly. And I think that is it. But yeah, a whole lot of sensors, which is obviously uses to do all these things. Very cool, very neat. It's quite heavy too. Let's test first the suction power and then the mopping as well and see how well it works. I've just scattered some rubbish, I don't know what this is, bits of leaves, whatever, out on the floor, and we'll see if we can get Sognoris to vacuum it up, see how well it works. There are four different modes of suction power. There's quiet for like nighttime, there's standard, there is strong, and there is max. And obviously it makes more noise the higher it is. I think max is, anyway, I'll put on the screen how much suction power there is. I'm not a vacuum expert, I just want to see if it works. So anyway, let me just get you and we'll see how that works. All right, so there is all the debris. So now it's gonna come out to play.
Manual control mode.
That's right. So then I have this little screen here that I can control it with. That actually worked really well. There's nothing left. I mean, I'd expect so. It's a new vacuum cleaner. This is a smooth wooden floor. It should be easy to get up. But anyway, test one done. All right, let's throw something a little bit tougher at him. This is a rug that the dog's been on. And as you can see, it is full of dog. Dog everywhere. So I'm going to put him, Sognoris, on max suction again, and we'll see if we can get him to clean this a bit better. This should be interesting. All right, that was about 7 minutes of vacuuming. Let's just have a look at this, see what that looks like.
Please put me back on the floor.
She doesn't like being lifted. So you can see that it has just that rubber brush here to agitate it with. So we're not going to get the perfect result, but for 7 minutes, it was a bit of a tough challenge I threw at it, I think. Let me just show you here. The hairs are still in it. It did get quite a lot of it out, but there's a lot of it that is just wedged in there. And obviously you need to agitate it some more to get it out properly. So yeah, maybe that wasn't a fair challenge, but it didn't do too badly. And I think with a pass every day or every 2 days and not let it get to this state, it might be all right. So, all right, let's see how the mop will do for Sognoris. I have spilt some milk on here. I just want to see what it does. Obviously you're not supposed to run a vacuum cleaner over milk, but we're testing, right? So let's see if it mops it up and what happens. Yeah. All right, starting it up. All right, it's back on there. Look at that. It is gone. It's perfect. Yeah, right. I didn't actually expect that. I thought it would have left, I don't know, something. But that's really good. Now, obviously don't do that. Wipe with the milk, then mop the floor. But it was a test. And now it's evacuating the dirty water, as you can hear. Very loud. And then it's gonna wash the whole thing, etc. But yeah, lovely. That worked really well. So if you've been following the channel, you'll know that there's one thing missing from this, and that is the Home Assistant integration part of it. I have other devices, other SwitchBot devices on or in Home Assistant through Bluetooth, so locally, such as my curtain openers and blind openers, thermometers and other things. So I really wanted the Suck Norris to be on the network as well through Home Assistant. It's kind of possible. I'm not going to show you because it's a bit not very useful, to be honest. But if you have a SwitchBot Hop 2, such as this, you can connect the S10 to that, and then this via the internet and Wi-Fi will then allow you to turn the vacuum cleaner on and off, pretty much. That's about it. That's all you can do. Not super helpful, and I would really like it to be locally controlled. I haven't used any of these hubs so far. That's why this one is still in the box. So yeah, it kind of works with Home Assistant, but also not really. So hopefully, dear Home Assistant community, someone out there can build an integration point for the Bluetooth connection with this, if possible. That'd be great. All right, thanks. So we're at the end. Suck Norris is charging again. He needs a lot of sucking of charging. Where do I start? This is brilliant. It's really good. I mean, I came from Vlad the Inhaler, which was very rudimentary, had no smarts whatsoever. This is really good. The fact that it's so automated makes me very happy. I don't have to touch any dust or clean anything really, maybe once a month or something, just to make sure it's all running properly. But it's just so automated. It's really easy to install. This is typical SwitchBot. Anything I've dealt with SwitchBot has been super simple to actually set up. So very happy with that. The one thing it doesn't do well at Windows because of the LIDAR. There is a way around that, which is setting up your virtual walls like I've done. But yeah, that's probably the only Achilles heel that I can find. The suction seems really good. Obviously with all the dog hair and the carpet, it was a bit tricky, but it got some of it out. It did the milk. I can't really complain. Apart from, I would really like Home Assistant integration. But anyway, now you might be wondering what this thing was. I was too. This is, if you don't have plumbing, you can hook it up here instead to these. The autofill and drain water station. I can't remember what they're called. And you put your clean water on one side and your wastewater on the other one, and you empty it yourself. That's the idea. But obviously we didn't need this because we could plumb it. Other than that, yeah, we've got questions, put them down below. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. Help me out. That's down below as well. Other than that, I'm just gonna have a much cleaner house now, I think. Hopefully Suck Norris isn't gonna do anything so noisy. But
Please put me back on the floor.
It's getting angry with me.
This floor seems uneven. Please place me on an even